I'm out here at the Masonic Cemetery. I think it's a little spookier than really my story is, but that's okay. So all you need to know is there are two characters, Daria, who's about 10 years old, and her grandma, Beatrice. Okay. In the fall, Daria started at a new school. It was only 5 blocks from her grandma Beatrice's house, but it was the loneliest 5 blocks ever, watching the other kids pair up. One Friday after school, she saw some kids huddled together on the sidewalk. They were laughing and yelling. One girl had a stick. "Look, I can make its mouth move," she said. As Daria approached, heat swirled inside her chest and climbed up her neck. She wanted to scream and make them all scatter, but nothing came out of her mouth when she opened it. "It's dead," a blond boy said. He was kneeling next to a dark form. That's when Daria saw the cat. Blood had spilled out of its mouth and down its chest, matting the fur. The girl with the stick said, "This is boring." She must have been the leader because the group abandoned the animal, leaving Daria alone. She sat on the curb and jumped when she realized the cat was still breathing. She saw its chest gently rise and fall, rise and fall. The blood had dried, and yet Daria felt no pain. The cat wasn't in pain. She knew that, though she didn't know how she knew that. She reached out and stroked his head. "Pobrecito," she said. Just as suddenly, the cat stopped breathing. She watched and waited. She needed to be sure. She touched its paws. Nothing happened. Daria wanted to bury it, but her mother would get mad if she was late getting home. Out of the corner of her eye, there was the tiniest movement, a flutter of a breath. Maybe the cat needed to be put down. Still, Daria felt no pain, no suffering emanating from him. When she looked down again, she saw it. It was a glistening. No, that wasn't it. It was a glow. And it surrounded the animal. The mangled body pieced itself back together, its fur raised on the wind in front of Daria. The blood disappeared, and she watched as the cat appeared in the light, in his fullness, brave and sleek. She saw him as he had been, there in the glow, before the world hurt him. Daria jumped up, elated that he was whole again. But how could the cat be so alive? She closed her eyes for just a second, and the glow disappeared. The body broken again, bloody again. She ran all the way home. Daria smelled biscuits the minute she walked in the house. She sat at the table as her grandma cut circles out of the dough with the glass. "You're too quiet. What's going on?" "Grandma, I saw something weird. Something maybe I'm not supposed to see." "Like what?" Beatrice sat down. "Something breathing when it can't be breathing anymore." "Oh, this sounds like what my father used to say. He was a curandero, you know." Daria knew. She had heard bits and pieces sometimes when the tias talked about the past. He said everything had breath, from the rocks and trees to the birds and the fishes, her grandmother said. If you watched long enough, you could see a thing's spirit, especially when it was leaving. He said anybody could do that, but I don't think so. "So it's not bad?" Daria asked. "Why would you think it's bad, mija?" Daria smeared grape jelly on a biscuit. "Well, Mom says you and the tias exaggerate and see things that aren't real, like when you saw Tia Lupe at your bed after she died." "Oh, yes, I did see her," her grandma smiled. "Listen, sometimes when a person can't see something, they think it must not be true. But you know better. Did you see that cat's spirit or not?" Daria didn't want to answer. Did it mean she was crazy? Her mother had also said that about her grandmother. Finally, she nodded. "That's a gift, mija. Most won't understand. But it's okay. You don't need their permission." She kissed the top of Daria's head. Saturday morning, Daria ran to the kitchen to find Beatrice making tortillas. She had been up all night and had questions. "I never hear you talk about your dad, great-grandpa," Daria said. "What happened to him?" She sat down at the table. I talk about him sometimes, but he left when I was little." "Where'd he go?" "He ended up with a widow he had helped. Turned out her dead husband wouldn't move on. It was breaking her heart to feel him around every day, though this was years after they buried him." "Years?" Daria said. Her grandma nodded. Sometimes the dead don't know how to leave. She put down the rolling pin. My father married that widow, and I heard she kept his shirts real white. Beatrice looked off into the distance, and Daria saw that her grandma was still sad all these years later. She was sorry she had asked, but then she got angry. Didn't he visit you and Tia Lupe and the other sisters? Oh, mija, fathers don't always stay, but mothers, that's our job. That night, when Daria said her prayers, the way her grandma had taught her, she added something new. Senora, please tell my great-grandpa I'm going to need his help. Amen. She climbed into bed. Oh, and thank you, she said. She slept peacefully through the night.